From the unexplained heart-shaped UFO found while scrolling Google Maps, to the strange alien rocks that came from outer space, and from the unexpected alien organism findings to the unidentified alien creature of the ocean living under the glaciers. These are the alien discoveries found in Antarctica that frightened scientists. Antarctica is the world's most mysterious and harshest continent, with temperatures reaching a bone-chilling -90 degrees Celsius. As such, it's no surprise that alien discoveries have been rare and limited evidence has been found. So in today's video, we'll tell you about some of these fantastic alien discoveries made in Antarctica. Number 5. UFO crash in Antarctica. The UFO crash was first identified using Google Earth. A guy from the United States claimed to have spotted an unidentified flying object, or UFO, in Antarctica. The photograph was posted by a Reddit user named Lisoy, who claimed to have discovered a strange item floating in the air on Antarctica's cold territory. On his Reddit username, the observant user submitted a photograph of a white, cylindrical item on a brown backdrop. The rocky-looking, unidentified item was apparently found near the border of the deserted, ice-covered landmasses of the southernmost continent. Lisoy posted the photo to his Reddit account, asking for help identifying the item in midair. The image was captioned by him as follows: "Rock or UFO? Google Earth image of Antarctica." The image came amid a flurry of unsubstantiated UFO encounters around the globe. This comes after an ex-US Air Force nuclear weapons technician claimed to have seen a UFO while guarding nuclear weapons at a US Air Force base. The UFO was accompanied by shadow people, he claimed. Adrian, who lived in Reister between 2003 and 2007, told the Daily Star that he was at work when he noticed a, quote, glowing orb floating. The report in December was the most intriguing. A mysterious heart-shaped disc buried under Antarctic ice sheets was spotted by Google Earth. Aerial pictures from areas near the GPS coordinates were released by Scott C. Waring, a self-proclaimed UFO expert. Despite the fact that the encounter was not confirmed by NASA, conspiracy theorist Waring felt he had found a UFO disc. Number 4. Alien rocks. Rocks from other planets have been known to fall to Earth as meteorites. Impact craters provide evidence of previous impacts. Volcanism, erosion and deposition, and plant development can all disguise meteorite impact sites, and many of them fall right into the water. However, Antarctica can be an excellent area to seek meteorites because there are spots in the ice where any exposed rock must have fallen from above, and natural changes in the ice sheet cause old meteorites to be revealed by melting. Various multinational research teams working in the Antarctic have collected over 50,000 meteorites. The most well-known was Allen Hill's 84001, discovered in 1984. Teams from Europe and Japan called Samba and the United States team called ANSMET, who visit Antarctica on a regular basis that conducts systematic meteorite searches. They frequently keep the pebbles they discover frozen and bring them back to laboratories for extensive investigation. The Samba crew discovered an 18-kilogram meteorite in early 2013, the biggest in East Antarctica in the last 25 years. Expeditions have been undertaken by the American-led ANSMET program since 1976. They send the specimens they find to NASA's Johnson Space Center for scientific examination. However, even this well-known variety of rock can provide valuable scientific information. Each meteorite found in Antarctica is recorded, including GPS data indicating where it was found. Even though hundreds of meteorites are discovered each year on the ice sheets, scientists still want to see more specimens to complete the picture of how the solar system evolved and developed. The meteorite recovery crews encounter a variety of physical hurdles, but none as severe as a space trip. They're essentially a sample return mission that never leaves the Earth's surface. Number 3. Alien monster from Antarctica. In frigid Antarctica, paleontologists uncovered the remains of a giant beast. The remains match the description of the famous Loch Ness Monster. But what is it doing in Antarctica? You may have heard about the Loch Ness Monster from movies or stories, but you may have never guessed that a creature like it really existed. Though scientists are still skeptical about the existence of this enormous monster that lived in Antarctica, the remains and facts support its existence. And who knows? A Loch Ness Monster might still exist in Antarctica today. The plesiosaur, a four-flippered aquatic reptile that existed during the dinosaur era, was a massive 36 feet long from snout to tail, nearly the same length as a modern telephone pole. This newly discovered sea monster is now the world's biggest elasmosaurid, or a plesiosaur with a long neck. Quote, not only is it quite long, but it's also quite stocky, according to study lead researcher Jose O'Gorman, a vertebrate paleontologist at Argentina's La Plata Museum and the National University of La Plata. It weighed nearly 15 tons when it was alive, making it the heaviest known elasmosaurid. In 1989, researchers found the massive plesiosaur's remains on Antarctica's Seymour Island. However, the beast was so enormous and the rock so unyielding that it required 3 visits to properly remove the specimen in 2005, 2012, and 2017. The fossils were discovered on the island in the Lopez de Bertodano Formation, barely 7.5 feet below the KPG border, which marks the end of the Cretaceous and the beginning of the Paleogene. A 6-mile-long asteroid impacted Earth around 66 million years ago, resulting in the extinction of non-avian dinosaurs and plesiosaurs, causing this alien sea creature to be killed. Number 2. Thriving alien bacteria in Antarctica. Bacteria found on Antarctica's frigid continent is expected to revolutionize humanity's search for extraterrestrial life in other worlds. To date, everything we know about life-supporting circumstances on Earth has driven our quest for habitable worlds that potentially house extraterrestrial life. Researchers have identified a bacteria in Antarctica that can survive purely on molecules in the air, which was a significant discovery. The minuscule creatures can live only on hydrogen, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide, raising new questions regarding the existence of alien life forms capable of surviving in severe environments. The stressors of freezing temperatures, limited carbon, nitrogen, and water supply, as well as high UV radiation, were traditionally assumed to limit life in Antarctica, which is one of the harshest ecosystems on Earth. However, a recent study published in the journal Nature has discovered that Antarctica's dry soils are home to remarkably diverse microbial populations. Researchers noted, quote, "Here we present evidence that air trace gases are the principal energy sources of 2 Antarctic surface soil ecosystems." In essence, the bacteria can thrive in the absence of sunshine, geothermal energy, and nutritional scarcity. DNA sequencing and analysis of soil samples gathered from the frozen continent led to the discovery. When hunting for planets that potentially sustain life, astronomers have traditionally looked for the availability of water. But the bacteria results suggest that this isn't the sole criterion. According to senior researcher Dr. Belinda Ferrari, even places previously thought to be possibilities for life might be reanalyzed to identify suitable zones. Quote, "This new knowledge of how life might survive in physically harsh and nutrient-depleted settings like Antarctica opens the door to the potential of atmospheric gases sustaining life on other worlds," she added. Number 1. Unexpected alien creatures in Antarctica. Animal life was not expected to be discovered in the pitch-black waters beneath nearly half a mile of floating Antarctic ice. But it appears to have found a way with the discovery of marine animals that thrive in the harsh environment. Geologists collecting sediment cores from the seafloor beneath the massive Filchner-Ronne ice shelf on Antarctica's Weddell Sea's southern border uncovered what scientists believe are sponge kinds. When the geologists used a hot water drill to dig a hole through the 3,000-foot thick ice and lowered a coring device and a video camera into the murky waters below it, they were more than 150 miles from the open ocean. They had anticipated the seafloor to be mud, but were disappointed when they came upon a boulder, which prevented them from collecting the sediment samples they needed. Surprisingly, the camera revealed colonies of, quote, stationary invertebrates clinging to the rock, most likely sponges and other aquatic critters. Although Antarctica is bordered by ice shelves encompassing more than 500,000 square miles, the Filchner-Ronne is one of the biggest, measuring more than 160,000 square miles. Boreholes have discovered a seabed only the size of a tennis court underneath them. Quote, "It's a big space, but we only have a small window into it," Griffiths explains. Tiny mobile organisms like shrimp and crabs, known as sea fleas, had previously been discovered beneath ice shelves, but no one anticipated seeing immobile critters like these. The stalked animals on the left are comparable to certain other sponges discovered near the Antarctic, he added. The blob-like protrusions shown in the right of the video are obviously a form of a sponge. While the boulder is around 150 miles from the ocean, Griffiths believes the nearest plant life is up to 1,000 miles away due to the direction of the currents beneath the ice shelf. However, the topic of how these creatures obtain food will have to wait until another scientific mission can visit the site, potentially with a remotely controlled underwater vehicle capable of recovering animal samples. And if you like this video, you will enjoy one where we go underwater and uncover mysterious underwater discoveries that actually exist.